Hi again, everyone. It's Mr. Hladek, and today I just want to do a really quick video about how to safely view the eclipse. So I mentioned in the last one, and I think the biggest part that you want to make sure to keep in mind is do not stare at the sun.
Do not stare at the sun.
Just like I'm outside right now, I should not stare up at the sun. It will hurt and be very obvious. Now, when part of the sun is blocked, you may be tempted to check it out even more because you feel like, oh, well, it's shaded a little bit and it won't hurt my eyes so much.
How about no?
And even in the first second, it might not hurt them or draw you away quite as quickly as it typically would on a sunny day. But again, within just a few seconds, you can damage your eyesight. So please keep that in mind, especially if you're not wearing these yet. You may be wearing them afterwards if you stare into the sun too long. So just sort of play by the rule of common sense. Do not stare in the sun. So how can we view it? Well, first of all, you can get those glasses that look like 1950s 3D goggles. They're little paper ones with a little bit of solar film in them. If you get them from a reputable place like a Lowe's or Kroger or even a Walmart, you probably should be pretty safe. There have been some knockoffs going around on Amazon, so make sure that you're careful about that. I will tweet out and we will Facebook out a link so you can avoid the problems with knockoffs like that. They also come in more of like a Buddy Holly look. So they're a little bit hipper if you want to be cool like me. So those run from about $2 to $4. They're relatively inexpensive and they're pretty safe for you to use. Another thing you can do is if you have any friends that are welders, welding masks tend to be very safe to look at the sun. Again, with any of these things, you don't want to just stare at the sun for 10 minutes at a time.
Do not stare at the sun.
You look up, experience this event, and then kind of go about your day, and then you can keep checking into it every so often, especially as it gets closer and closer to peak. And if you're anywhere near the totality zone, that's going to be the real amazing sight. Another way that you can view it is through a solar film, and you can get that on Amazon or places like B&H Photo, things like that. They are selling out pretty quickly with it being as close to the event as it is. But with that film, you can make a whole bunch of different things. Actually, right here, I have a beautiful filter that I made. That's what the film looks like on that side, and the other side is just pretty much a blacked out tint. What this does is it reflects as much of the sunlight away from your eye as possible, and then it also filters it with a pretty heavy tint. So think of like a tinted window, but also a CD on the outside. I can also slide this over top of a camera lens and take pictures safely, because you don't want to point your camera directly at the sun, or else it can mess up the sensors and actually melt some of your internal components. So make sure you don't do that. Also, you can buy pretty cheap filters as well that you just put right over top of a cell phone, and you can point your cell phone at it or your cameras and shoot right through it. Another way is with a pinhole viewer. So basically you poke a hole in the side of one box, put a little bit of tin foil on there, which reflects the light as that does. It shines through and gives you a pretty good pinhole image of the sun. And with that, you can actually watch that on another piece of paper. So your back is actually to the sun. You're not damaging your eyes or even running that risk at all. And it shines on the inside of the box, and you can check it out that way. There are also things like telescope filters. Those ones actually project a little bit bigger, so you can get a cooler image. And the last option, if you can't get out and see the event, if there's cloud cover or a storm, or you don't want to make the glasses or filters or anything like that, you can live stream the event. NASA.gov will have a fantastic live stream, as will space.com. I'm sure it'll be all over Facebook and Twitter. You should very easily be able to see it. And if you're in the path of the totality, I would imagine you're going to know what's going on when it's going on. There's going to be a lot of people there. So stay safe. Don't look at the sun. Find ways to check it out as much as possible. It's going to be an amazing sight. And I'll be back with you a little later this week. All right, thanks guys.